Good afternoon. Welcome to Rotary. Can you hear today? This being the last January, this is great. This year is going quick, way too quick. It's what happens when we get to stay home year round. So let's get this meeting started. Today our prayer will be by Annette Weiland, pledged by Dr. Sandin, four-way test by Liz Patterson, a song by David and his guitar.
Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this sunshine that is the clear sky and the people that were able to come out and join us in this club that we believe is something very good for this community, Lord. We just ask that you protect those who are here that want to serve, and that we continue to strive to give back more and more and be partners in change. Bless everyone here, bless the food, in Christ's name, amen.
Please join me as we pledge our allegiance to the great flag of our great nation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in the four-way task of the things to think, say, and do. First,
is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, I was looking through my notes, and we did this song about a year ago, so I said, okay, let's just do it again, and but it's not in your book. You may know this song, you've heard it before, it's called She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. And that's the first line, and then the second verse is she'll be driving 6 white horses, and then, oh, we'll all go out and meet her when she comes, and the last verse is, oh, we'll kill the old red rooster. Okay, so just the rest you can figure out for yourself. It goes like this. Oh yeah, and it's my anniversary today. This week. Yeah, I've been a Rotarian for 2 years. All right. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out and meet her when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out and meet her when she comes. Oh, we'll all go out and meet her with the 45 meter. We'll all go out and meet her when she comes. Oh, we'll kill the old red rooster when she comes. Oh, we'll kill the old red rooster when she comes. Oh, we'll kill the old red rooster. We'll kill the old red rooster. We'll all go chicken and dumplings when she comes.
That definitely separates us in age group, so we know who knows the song by what age you are. Because I know some that were just standing there like, I've heard it, but not singing it. Some are like, I've never heard that song before in my life. It was great. Hey Willie, you want to see if anybody's happy? I know we got some happy people here.
Do you think we really got some happy people today? I'm gonna put this right down here for just a minute. I'm gonna put on my mask to see if anybody recognizes me. There we go. All right.
Is anybody happy? Is anybody happy? We got a happy young lady and I need a book. I need a happy buddy.
This is a happy buck. We are, thank you, Josue, Karen, and myself are getting down to the bottom of QuickBooks and our checking account and bills. So we did send out bills. Karen sent out bills yesterday. Yes, some may be wrong. Don't hesitate to tell us, but we found and got all copies of that deposit slip where I was looking for people's check numbers. Those will be credited. So if you feel like, say, your past due balance was $217 and you got billed for $434, whatever, then just know if you had paid back in October or whenever, September, October, then we will get that fixed and adjusted for you today. So don't panic over that. We promised the board we will have all financials ready by the board meeting.
I'm stressed out now.
I am just, it's a happy book. I'm happy, grateful, and blessed.
Yes.
Okay, I'm feeling better. Thank you.
Woke up on the 3rd of January with a horrible headache that lasted like a week. I ended up getting tested and was positive for the COVID-19. But no self-respecting virus would live inside of this body for very long, so I recovered.
Yay. I see some more happy people here. She's ready.
Hi, I'm real happy. I got a happy buck because this is a testimony to my firm and the way Debbie is doing her job. We're actually the ones that taught her how to use that QuickBooks. And y'all see what an amazing job she's doing? She's just awesome.
Excellent, excellent.
Kind of follow up along with what Bob Jordan said. I'm happy that we had COVID in May. We're over it, but I'm more happy, I'm happier, which is the right way to say it. I'm happier that last week we got vaccinated. And February the 11th, we go get the second shot. Thank you, Rich. We went to your house to get vaccinated.
You're welcome.
How'd you teenagers jump
Pay
in
your
line
bill.
for that, man? Okay, who's happy over, anybody happy over here? She's happy.
He's way down on the priority.
So I forgot to mention this last week, but
You didn't tell him. He's way
my
down on the
nephew
priority list.
from Tennessee came to see me and we had a wonderful
He's been
time.
previously sick.
And this morning, my little daughter from Hawkins showed up, so got to see her today too.
Okay, thank you. She's happy. All right. Are we out of happy people? I think we're done with the happy people now. Okay, that's good. We got another game to play.
Go for that.
All right.
Go to non-happiness.
The ones of you that are happy, I'm fixing to make everybody mad here. But we're gonna do have a little fun. I'm gonna pull out the cards. And are these jokers supposed to be in this? Pull them jokers out while I walk around and find a joker. I mean, a prospect here. All right. Okay. The last amazing $10 million winner, I'm going to let him go ahead and draw a ticket for us.
I'm not even sure you
Yeah, you're right. That's how we roll. Read them, and you know how it is. When you get to the last of the numbers, as Mr. David Weiland has often said, really cause them some pain.
All right, ready? Here you go. BR549. Okay.
Yeah.
191. 52. 1. 4.
214?
Oh yeah, 214.
Girl said,
So he'll probably throw some more numbers in there if y'all hang out for a little while. Okay, I'm gonna verify the winner here. Okay, we got a winner. Yeah, that's close enough. All right. You got cards here, sir?
Yeah.
All right, let's play card game. All right, young lady, you get to pick the card.
Okay, which one is the ace of spades?
You shuffle them, but go ahead and take that one right there.
Turn it over, turn it over.
Or that one. Take this. There, she found it. Woo! Aces, no, 3 of hearts, I'm sorry. Pot goes back to $10 million. There we go. Another happy group.
That's great. You know, Dr. Coble, when you brought that up the BR 549 a while ago, he's showing his age. So if y'all will read this, This month, Dr. Coble will have been in this club for 30 years. That's what it said. Congratulations, sir. Yeah. Hey, but everybody loves Hee Haw.
When he was 5.
That was great, great, great. Oh yeah, throw those away. All right, Mr. Ellis, I know that you have your beautiful wife with you. I skipped her a while ago because she's kind of a staple here with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
She wouldn't speak to me earlier because I was COVID. So, well, today we have a wonderful program, and I'm sure that it's everybody's favorite and least favorite subject in the world. So I now present y'all Miss Coleen to enlighten you.
There you go. It's fun. Huh?
Taking my stuff to leave.
Yeah, I gotta get up here. Okay, public speaking is not my strong suit. It makes me very nervous. So if y'all see me starting to hyperventilate, just remind me to breathe, okay? Because that seems to be what I forget to do. But I wanted to give you a little background on myself in case some of you don't know me or just don't know anything about me. But I did graduate from East Texas State University in 1994, and it's still ETSU as far as I'm concerned. Woo! Yes. Yes. I went to work for a law firm straight out of college. Downtown Dallas. That was fun stuff. It was a lot of fun right at first, but I decided I didn't like being referred to as overhead, so I had to come up with a different job. I didn't like that. But I went to work for Mike Conway in August of 1996 and have been there ever since. I've worked full-time, part-time, never missed a tax season. I've worked special projects. I've done all sorts of things since I've been at Conway. Some people have known me the whole time since then. I look over, some clients have been here the whole time. In 2006, I became the manager of the Commerce Office when we bought out Johnson & Johnson. In 2007, I was named partner in the firm. And in 2016, when Mike Conway started this exit plan, I became the partner in charge of the Greenville office, where that's where I'm at right now. My primary focus is tax and financial accounting. I leave the other things, the reviews and the audits and all that other stuff, I leave to Neil Conway because I don't like those things, okay? I was asked, I believe by Katie, or Debbie, who asked me? Debbie, my buddy, if I would talk to y'all about some of this new tax codes that's came in since the coronavirus has taken over the world. Let me tell you what, 2020 was absolutely the worst year in accounting, in tax accounting ever, in public accounting. It was crazy. I mean, y'all think about, we got, this time last year, we got all rolling forward into tax season, and then we got shut down in March because of the coronavirus and sent all my employees home. So now everybody's trying to work remotely in a situation we know nothing about. And then the IRS starts giving away free money. There is nothing better than free money in the middle of tax season, I can tell you that. Hey, Josue over there, he can attest. We were nuts. We were working night and day. We just had to shut down tax returns. We just flat quit doing them. And most people understood, but some people didn't. Some people were mad. They just thought that was ridiculous that we would shut down tax season for free money. But, you know, we do what we do. Then, you know, of course, the government, in their wisdom, decided to extend tax season to July 15th, which, you know, everybody says, well, that gives you more time to do the taxes. And I'm like, yeah. And instead of working,
more time to work 24 hours.
That's exactly right. Instead of working 10 or 12 weekends in a row, I got to work like 20, 25 weekends in a row. Nobody took a single vacation day until August. Nobody. I mean, we just all work, not one single day off, you know, unless it was, you know, an emergency. Anyway, but that was our year, and we're glad it's over. 2021 is starting off with such a bang. We got more free money. That excites us. We get to do this again. But, so I'm just gonna go over, I wrote all this stuff down for you in case I missed something. But, I'm just gonna go over the highlights and then I'll take questions and we'll probably get out of here early. I have here last spring, Congress passed the CARES Act, which gave us the stimulus checks for the individuals and also gave us PPP number 1. In order to qualify for that, you have to have employees that must be verifiable. The employees can earn over 100K or they go into another bucket. And you get 2.5% of your monthly salaries, average monthly salaries for 2019. It's pretty easy, relatively easy to come up with the number. I believe it was the third form, wasn't it, Jesus? Josue? Wasn't it the third form? Didn't we go through like 3 versions of the PPP form? Yeah, in the middle of filling out forms, the banks would send you one. By the time you filled it out and sent it back, it was old. So they'd send you another one. You'd fill it out, it'd be old. We went back and forth. But anyway, we got everybody's money. Self-employed people also qualified, although I don't think I did a single one of those. The problem is the self-employed people had to have a profit. And I don't know if you know about most self-employed people, they don't. And they don't show a profit. So, immediately we're like, you don't qualify. Let's see, there are constantly changing criterias and the forms to be filled out. There is still money available for this program, the PPP round 1. The new filing, so anybody that has a business, that has employees or self-employed, that has a profit, there is still money out there on this program.
Can you make a second filing?
We'll get there. We'll get there. There's still money out there. According to my notes, we're not sure how to get the money, but I did find out that the filing started. That's the way they do this. January the 11th, and the best we can tell so far, it's going to be the same procedure as the last time, right, Josue? Yes. Then there is the forgiveness program, which keeps changing, and all of my sources say just hold tight. Because we were overzealous and hoping to get a lot of people forgiven before tax season started, and we actually filed for forgiveness for several of our clients, and they got it, which is good, except they changed the rules. And you can't use the PPP and the employee retention credit at the same time, which we'll talk about in a minute. So we went ahead and said, we're gonna do the PPP. That's what everybody did. But then they changed it, well, maybe you can use it. So now we're not sure. They haven't finalized all the rules. So if you have not filed for forgiveness of your PPP, don't, okay? I believe the date is August, right, Josue? You don't have to get your loan forgiven till next August. So just push that away because they'll change it again before August.
The whole loan forgiven? Or just that 20 or 25% or whatever it is?
The whole loan.
The whole loan.
You can get the PPP. You can get the whole PPP loan forgiven if you spent it correctly.
Okay.
And by that it means there's got to be a certain amount. The majority of it's got to be sent for payroll wages, and then you can deduct things like rent or utilities.
No, what make your comment relative to self-employed?
Huh?
Self-employed.
How do you get that forgiven? I don't know. I haven't had anybody that's qualified.
We make mistakes, so-
That'll help you get through.
Yeah, pray. Well,
We mistakenly show a profit, so we.
yeah, well, you're gonna have to come see me. You're doing it all wrong.
I agree.
I even pay taxes.
Oh, yeah, that's so wrong. Well, it's not due, the forgiveness part is not due until August, so we will figure that out. Yes. Down on the bottom of that page 1 is a link where you can go to the SBA website and find out, some more information about this subject. Okay, I did mention the employee retention credit. It is far more complicated and not many people apply. As you know, the IRS has a way of writing tax code, especially credits, that you can't jump through enough hoops to get there. And this one you can if you either didn't get a PPP or, and not going to, you didn't get the PPP, you didn't use the PPP for against these certain wages, and you lost more than 50% of your gross receipts from what they were in 2019. Okay, so your gross receipts had to go down by 50%. You have to have employees, and you didn't use the PPP. If all of those things apply, then you might be eligible for the employee retention credit. In 2021, your gross receipts only have to go down by 20% of the 2019 number, okay? Your credit is taken either on your Form 941 or can be filed with your 1040 on Form 7200, okay? Once again, this is one that we've tried many of them. Oh, I forgot to mention that we don't get paid for any of this, didn't I? I forgot to mention that. All of these rules that come up and pop up, the PPP specifically says I can't charge for it.
Wow.
Love that. I cannot charge
I
for
can't
it.
imagine.
Right?
Where's the rationale on that?
I don't know. I don't know. So, I do all this, I jump through all these hoops, and then I bill nobody.
Well, I'm definitely gonna come see.
Yeah, see? On the employee retention credit, I know, right? Oh my gosh, I'm in the medical profession.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, heavens. Well, the employee retention credit, we have tried that on a bunch of our clients. For instance, we tried to do it on, to make sure that the people that got the early forgiveness, that we didn't need to figure out how to get it unforgiven. But we haven't had anybody qualify for that yet. In 2021, the bar is going to be lower, with only the gross receipts having to be 20% lower than the 2019 number, so maybe we can get some in the future. Another one that came up was the Family First Coronavirus Response Act. That's the one that made it mandatory to pay your employees if they get COVID-19, if they get in contact with COVID-19, if they think maybe they had COVID-19, anything, all they have to mention is COVID-19, and you have to pay them. Like 100% of their salary for 2 weeks, and 75% of their salary for the next 2 weeks, and on and on and on and on. This is not applicable to people who have less than 50 employees. And so most of our companies have less than 50 employees, so this is not something, I'm sure, you can probably explain that better than I can on that one, because most of our clients don't fall in that category. But there is a link on the bottom there, a web address, if that's something that interests you. I did not mention the EIDL, because that's already come and gone, so we didn't talk about that. And I didn't talk about the where you could defer the employer portion of the Social Security taxes, because it's really already come and gone, and it's not something we would recommend you doing anyway. Okay, now what's coming up now is PPP round 2. Gotta love that one. Let's see, it says to qualify, you must have first received the PPP loan, number 1, and used it properly. Okay, if you haven't received a PPP round 1 loan / grant, you can still do that. Okay, so if you're thinking, if you have a business and you're thinking, you know, I should have got money, what was I thinking? It's not too late to do that. It's not too late. Go see Josue. He'll tell you all about it. But if you have already got the PPP loan and you can demonstrate that you had at least a 25% reduction of gross receipts in 2020 as compared to any quarter in 2019. So if your business dropped, even if it came back, if your business dropped at any point, and I think you had to be shut down for a time. Maybe that's something else. Well, everybody was shut down for a time. But if your business dropped, okay, if your business had a drop in 2020 of 25%, you might be eligible for PPP round 2.
That's in any quarter though, right?
Yes, in any quarter. You're comparing quarter to quarter to quarter, okay? And if it dropped, even if it come right back up, you may be eligible and you need to check it out. Now, there are fewer people that are qualifying for this. Thank goodness. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. This is, of course, all the restaurants, all the bars, they're all, oh, that was funny. I shouldn't have said that. Not all the bars. Some of the bars even did better. That's a whole nother story. But most people are not qualifying for this one. But anyway, it's worth looking at your QuickBooks. It's worth doing the math to see if you can. And they've also broadened what you can do with the money from this PPP program. You can also use it to pay for protective gear and supplies and to clean up any vandalism that may have happened. So if you had it during the riots of Greenville, if anything was vandalized, you can get money through this program to clean it up. Okay? That's about all I got on the PPPs. I only received one question. From the crowd during the week about things that they were interested in. And it was, could you talk about second homes? Can you talk, you should have told me you were self-employed and had that question. Can you talk about second homes? Yes, you may, that's capitalized, may be able to deduct the interest and the property taxes on a second home. The property taxes are capped for $10,000 per return on all properties. So if you have a nice house, your property taxes from your second home may not count. Okay, it's all properties. Your mortgages are capped at $750,000 for a married filing joint return. So you can't go out, your second home can't be $1 million home, okay? It's only $750,000. I mean, it can be, you just can't deduct all the money. RVs do count. The whole secret to what counts is it self-contained?
Bed, bath, and cooking facilities.
Okay, there you, I just say, does it have a bathroom? You know?
I have all 3.
Yeah. Well, if they have, they're not gonna have a bathroom with no cooking facility.
Yes, they do,
Yeah.
in horse trailers.
Yeah, just sleeping quarters on the inside,
Yeah,
like she's talking about.
I don't know, they just always seem to have, go ahead.
Do they still have the 2-week rule for detecting your second home?
I was gonna talk about that, yes. What happens, yeah, I said RVs do count, that you may consider doing like an Airbnb and renting out your second home for when you're not using it, because that would make more of your expenses deductible. Say you have a lake house and you use it more than 2 weeks, you rent it out, but you use it more than 2 weeks because it's your lake house. Then what you do is you prorate all your expenses. That you were there for 4 weeks and you rented it out the rest of the year, and so 450 seconds is excluded from your deduction. But by doing that, you can also deduct a portion of your, your insurance, besides your taxes and your interest. You can also take your insurance, your maintenance and repairs, your improvements, anything that you have to spend to make that lake house now an Airbnb is all deductible, okay? So it's just an idea. Those Airbnbs are a big thing. Somebody was telling us the other day, weren't they?
I have.
Yeah, they're crazy, yeah. It's funny where people will go, where people will pay you money to come stay in your house, and you're like, I live in Rains County, this is funny. But they will, they call it vacation.
Yep.
But, okay, you had a question?
I got a loan from Josue from the American Legion, but we were shut down 3 different times with a total of 6 months. So I think would be eligible for this second PPP loan.
I would think so.
That whole time we were closed, I went ahead and paid the girls anyway, even though we were closed and we were getting no revenue. But now I've stopped paying them because but now they're drawing more money on unemployment than I was paying them anyway.
That's right.
Can this, even though I'm not paying them, can I still get another PPP loan, the same?
There are rules on those PPP, and the vast majority of it does have to be on, I think it's 60% on the second one, that is wages. So you would either have to start paying them again. One of my clients had the same problem with the first PPP loan. It was it's a restaurant, and she had to shut down. She paid them as long as she could, and then she got the PPP loan, and she told them, y'all come on in, we're gonna be, working around the restaurant, cleaning and painting and this and that. Y'all come on in and I'll pay you. And pay, cause in a restaurant, the wait staff is only like $2 an hour. But she was gonna pay them $10 an hour. You come on in and we'll do this work. Y'all are not surprised when I say they wouldn't even come through the door.
Right.
No way, no way.
Made more money on money.
Made more money on unemployment. I told her, I said, well, you know who not to rehire. If people won't come and help you, if people won't come and help you at a time like that, and that part's free. I would mark them off my list.
Do you all think, in personal opinion, that the EIDL loans would end up being forgiven?
I really think so. I personally, my husband's company got an EIDL loan for number one, the interest rate is cheap, and who can't use more equipment? But I really think so. I really think they'll end up in this big mega $1 trillion
Mess.
free money, right? Yeah, love free money. Yeah, I really think they are. But if not, then just pay the 3% and move on.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes?
You said something earlier, and I just want clarification, because I think I understand what you said. When they were rioting in Seattle.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they tore down half that city. It's actually through these loans, this PPP program, that the U.S. government is going to fix all those businesses.
Yeah, and see, I am very, and this is just personal, I am very uneasy about that, except for the fact that these PPP loans are not for government entities. They don't get the money. The business owners who the government allowed the protesters to burn their store down, they're the ones that are gonna get the money.
A lot of those places, their insurance company wouldn't help them though.
No, because your insurance company won't pay if it's an act of terrorism. Yep.
Unless you have terrorism.
There you go, spoken from an insurance lady. You can get that. We just don't think, if I lived downtown anywhere, I would think I needed that, but I live in Rains County, I don't think there's gonna be much terrorism going on.
Don't speak too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it almost happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I said that.
But it didn't, and you have to wonder why it didn't.
Hair on the chinny chin chin.
Yeah, yeah,
Community came together.
yes, that's it right there, you're right, absolutely. Yes.
I know some self-employed people that file for unemployment, and I know that they.
Can't hear. Everybody quit talking.
I know
We
some.
have-
I
we
know
have
some
people with
self-employed,
questions.
self-employed people that file for unemployment. How are you going to address that when they come to do their taxes?
It's taxable income.
It's taxable income, but they
Yep.
didn't pay in. They didn't pay into unemployment, but the
They have
government
to
gave
pay
them.
it.
The government
Oh,
gave them a
see,
check.
I don't agree with that
See, I
either.
don't agree with it either.
I don't agree with
I voiced
that.
my opinion and was told to just take my money around, but, if you're
Yep.
gonna take your money and continue working, I realize, like Colleen, you're up here saying, take the free money, we're over here saying, take the free money, but it's still not fair to the people
Well-
that needed the money.
No, I'm not saying take the free money, I'm the
No.
one up here going, oh,
No,
please,
but you're the
stop
one
the
that's gonna
money.
have to tell them, you
Well,
gotta pay
number
taxes
one,
on
it
that.
is, yes, it is taxable income, and that, it kind of makes you snicker when
Yeah.
people come in and they've got all this unemployment, and they didn't pay any taxes because it is taxable income. It certainly is. And I just, you know, there's so much of it out there. I know people, I kid you not, I know people that in prior to COVID was in jail. But now they get the unemployment. I know lots of people who haven't filed tax returns in years and are drawing unemployment because they loosened up the requirements so much. But then at the same token, I have a daughter that's in home health that lost her job during COVID, and she can't get anybody on the line to get the unemployment that she deserves. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair. There's lots of people out there scamming the system. There's lots and lots of people. I know. When they tell you that 40%, let me think of what it is. Well, we're gonna say 50, because I don't remember if it's 40, 60, I don't remember which way it goes, but only about half of the taxpayers that file tax returns, I believe it's 40% of the people who file tax returns actually pay $1 in taxes. They only, about 40% actually pay $1.
Or more.
Would you like, huh?
Or more.
Or more.
Yep.
Yes.
At least $1.
At least $1, yes. Only about 40%. Do you know how many people in the United States don't file a tax return? Huh?
No. I mean, yeah.
Oh, it's huge. The number's huge. I know because I can have people all the time. I have people all the time that walk through my doors that say, I haven't filed in 10 years. I own a business and I haven't filed a tax return in 10 years. You know, I don't think we need more taxes. I don't think we need higher taxes, but I think we need enforcement of the taxes we have out there. Everybody should be paying their share.
Is the stimulus checks that most of us got, is that taxable? Is taxable income?
No, because that is an advance on a credit. It's a tax credit, just like if you think of earned income credit or, somebody turn the heat on up here. It's just a credit. And if you did not receive if you did not receive either one of your stimulus checks, then when you file your 2020 tax return, there'll be a place where you can put in there that you didn't, and you will get that money back at that time. So just so you know, when you bring your stuff in to get your tax return, we're gonna ask you, did you get both stimulus checks, and what day did you get them? And did you get any PPP loans, and what day did you get them? Because we have to put the date in.
So then, I mean, I didn't get, I think my husband got $32 in stimulus. We were, we're rolling in it, but.
You are rolling
But
in
for
it.
those people that do get the stimulus checks and then they go to do their taxes this year, if it was a credit and they were due money back on their taxes, are they just not gonna get that money that they normally anticipate to get each year?
No. It is, if you think about it like your normal tax return, on the bottom part, they changed those too. Down there where it says total income, taxable income, total tax, all your credits, right? Then how much you've paid in. It's gonna be down there in the how much you paid in section. And if you should have gotten, say a married couple should have gotten $2,400 on the first one, right? And $1,200 on the second one, so that's $3,600. If you did not receive one at all, you'll put $3,600 in that blank.
I'm just saying if they did get both though. If you got both, if you got money and you're
then your
saying it's a
return will look.
credit toward, it's an advance on the credit that's on your taxes.
But you have to know it's a refundable credit.
Okay.
It's not one of those credits that will only pay your taxes. It's a credit on the bottom of the tax return that even if you don't owe money or anything, it's another credit on top of, just like the.
What I see it as is, that's what my CPA is for, and I don't have to worry about understanding it.
That's called job security.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, sir?
I read that thing about 5 times about the credit and everything. Just as suppose I owed $5,000 in taxes, and I got $3,600 worth of those stimulus checks. How much am I gonna owe? $1,500?
did you actually receive the stimulus checks?
Oh, yeah.
Then you still owe $5,000.
Or
If you
how is
didn't,
that a credit
because you got it, you got the money.
Well, that was my thing, is what if I normally get $5,000, but I got 3,600 in stimulus?
Okay, yeah, it doesn't have anything to do
Then
with
would
that.
it be-
Okay,
then would I
it
only
doesn't,
receive
okay, don't,
1,400?
it doesn't have anything to do with that. If you think of your regular tax return that you're used to looking at, and say you normally owe 5,000, okay? If you received your checks in advance, then you still owe 5,000. If you did not receive your checks in advance, then it is applied against the 5,000 that you owe, and you only owe 1,400 now.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
It's not a credit that you have to pay back necessarily.
No,
It's
it's
a
not.
credit that if you get, whenever you get it in a year, you're supposed to get it at some point. If you
Yes.
didn't get it already, then
You get it now.
Get it in
That's
the
right.
tax.
It's an advance on a credit.
One of the interesting observations I've read is that we call it a stimulus, but in the aggregate, most of that stimulus money is being paid, used to retire personal debt rather than expenditure in the economy. So its stimulus effect is largely ephemeral.
Well, that's true, because if you take that money, say you got your $1,200 on this last one, and you pay off your credit card, which by the way is a very smart thing to do, that you didn't stimulate nothing. Everything is just where that's. What you're really supposed to do is go buy American. That would really get something going, and just tell those credit card companies, I'll catch you later. Yes, but, as an accountant, I think pay off your bills, get caught up, get square again, and let's move on to the next quarter. But, you're right, you're exactly right, that's not. Or some people that don't need it, don't particularly need the money, they're just sticking it in retirement. They're just sticking it in the bank. Well, that's not moving anything along. All right. That's all I have. Y'all didn't make me stand up here the whole time, and I didn't turn blue and fall down or anything. Very good. Very good.
Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you for being. Very good. Thank you. Oh, so it's pretty out here.
Yeah, when the heat comes on, keep you on here. I know it, you just get you. So if you're not confused yet, give Colleen a call. She can help you with that. For free. Absolutely for free. Yes, ma'am.
We haven't really reminded anybody much this month, but we are collecting blankets and Clorox and towels and stuff for the no-kill shelter, and is that what that was?
Yeah, it's Hunt County Pets Alive, and the one that I keep forgetting that Beth, who works also with Anxious Pies and delivers our food every week. She also works with a no-kill foster shelter, and so we again are trying to go back to having some physical things that we do, and so old towels, old sheets, old blankets, anything that we could give to them to help with the fosters and no-kills here in Hunt County.
So if you try to bring stuff over the next few meetings, that would be awesome, because we did approve this for January and February.
Send an email out.
I'll do that. I'll try to remind myself. All right. Anybody else have anything to come for Rotary today?